Hey, AfterBuzzers. If you didn't know, it's Kevin Undergaro, the executive producer of AfterBuzz, along with my partner, Maria Menounos.
Hi, everybody.
And Maria and I, as you know, have put so much time and money into the AfterBuzz TV product and really haven't seen a lot in return.
Nope, not yet.
But one of the ways you guys can actually help us is by tuning into our new reality show, Chasing Maria Menounos. It premieres Tuesday, March 18th, 10 o'clock, 9 p.m. Central, and features me and Maria basically bickering, fighting.
No, it's not just bickering and fighting. You get an inside look into my life, behind the scenes.
You'll also get a behind-the-scenes look at AfterBuzz.
It's really funny. It's not just bickering, and it's not fake either. So that's actually something
no.
to think about.
Definitely not fake. It's definitely not fake. But please tune in to Chasing Maria Menounos on Oxygen, Tuesday, March 18th at 10 p.m. All of your support will help AfterBuzz because Maria certainly won't.
So rude.
You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Chief Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's The Following After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's The Following After Show.
Welcome to the following AfterBuzz After Show, Episode 8, The Messenger.
Yes.
I'm Joe Sanfelippo. I am joined, as always, by the lovely Julia Cearly.
Hello, gentlemen. Hello, everybody.
The not-so-lovely, but currently here, which is shocking and surprising, Nando Velasquez.
Am I here? Am I really here?
You're here.
Okay.
It's undeniable.
Then thank you for
Really here?
introducing me. Yes, I'm here. I'm here every week for the following.
Yeah, it's very impressive.
It's amazing. It's the one show I show up for every single week.
And also here with us today is the munificent, magnanimous, currently hiding his Go Girl energy drink, Joseph Braswell.
Yes.
For those of you who didn't know, Go Girl doesn't know if you're a boy or a girl. It just knows you need to go girl.
I'm drinking it. That's good. It's delicious.
So Joe Braz.
Yes. Good to see you, Joe Sanfelippo.
It's a lovely
Good to see you,
can.
Nando.
Good to see you guys.
Man, the band's back together.
The band's back
Well,
together.
if you listen to this show, the band has never left
Yeah.
each other. But if you listen to other shows, you'll know that one of us is always missing.
One of us is
Because
not
everyone
like the
else
other.
is doing daytime shows, and I can't make those right now. But I will shortly.
Oh.
Nando Velasquez is dealing with the doubled issues of life. First off, having a job, and second, finding a house. So Nando's he's dealing with some stuff.
People don't want to hear about this.
I know.
right
I'm just saying. That's it.
Okay.
All right. Let's talk about this episode. Joe Braswell, what were your? I don't want to talk to you about this. Nando Velasquez, what were your impressions?
After last week's fun romp that we had.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, it was very campy, very I think we all had issues with it. This one at least felt more grounded. It felt, you know what, I heard somebody, I can't remember, I'm going to steal words out of one of you guys' mouths, boring. And I guess it just felt a little formulaic.
Formulatical.
And that too. Formulatical.
I got you. All right.
Yeah, I mean, with
Formulicious.
Formulicious. Just like Joe Carroll going for the killer of the week, you know, facing him, which ended up being Joe Carroll's mentor. And we get to see a little bit more on the cult. I guess it was a nice little switch to see that he's not killing Micah, but still.
I think he's going to kill Micah. Just hadn't done it yet.
Just haven't done it yet.
Let me ask you, Julia Cearly, what did you think this week?
You know, for all my and hawing last week of this is ridiculous, this is absurd, I kind of missed it. I kind of missed the absolute absurdity comedy that was last week, and I was still kind of on that high of how, I mean, it was a little absurd, but it was fun. We had a good time. We had fun watching it. We had a good time talking about it. This week was not very fun for me. But, I mean, there were some cool elements that I enjoyed.
There are cool elements.
It's just like, as a whole, I'm not completely engaged. I
got you. All right. Not quite. Okay. All right. Braz, what did you think?
What did you think?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I thought, but I want to hear what you thought first.
No, okay. Look. I was very critical last week, and it's fine. And I was. I like the show. I do like the show. I still like the show. I think the show's fun. I think the show. I love Kevin Bacon. I love what Sean Ashmore's doing. I love. I didn't like last week. I really made it very clear. I hate this whole cult storyline. But I will say that this week it actually felt like it did some self-correcting. We're in episode 8 now, so I feel like that. It's doing some self-correcting. So I feel like the addition of Charles S. Dutton, the Great Rock.
Yeah.
I mean, the literally the
for his
rock,
one scene, but
the literal rock of
the literal
Fox.
rock of
It
Fox.
was an introduction.
Yeah, and talk about black don't crack. Charles S.
Man
Dutton
has not aged.
since he looks the same as he did in 1987.
It's not fair.
I don't know.
It's just not fair.
I'm 70.
He moisturizes.
I am. So no, black don't crack. Charles S. Dutton. Also, it's good to see Charles S. Dutton show up because we can talk about our, my favorite topic, my angry black guy FBI director power rankings.
But he wasn't
The
that angry.
ongoing.
He's going. It's just Charles S.
It's
Dutton.
only a matter of time.
He will be mad at somebody, and I'm not mad at him because I love him.
Yeah.
You're 5 foot nothing, 100 and nothing. Like that'll
be
great.
him.
But we've got. We're talking about the following now. But on other shows we have Lawrence Fishburne. We have
Harold Lennox.
And now we have Charles S. Dutton. Like apparently, Joe,
Tell me.
if you are the FBI, you don't hire directors unless you're angry and black and an accomplished actor.
It cannot be done.
An accomplished
An accomplished
actor.
actor.
That's the hot ticket.
They are that. They are all very accomplished actors.
Yes. So Charles S. Dutton is a dramatic upgrade from the angry black guys we had last season.
I think so. Classing up the joint, to
Classed
quote
up
a friend of mine.
They classed up the joint immediately. Now, this whole notion of I don't laugh, but this whole notion of I need you to run something off the books for me. He's like, I'll do it. Look, I'm cool with all that. Actually, I would watch a show. I'd watch a show with Charles S. Dutton running a secret covert squad with Kevin Bacon and Mike Weston, hunting down serial killers. And I'd watch that show.
I got news for you.
That's a show.
I got news for you.
Yeah.
You're watching that show.
Oh,
That just happened.
well, I'm excited.
Well, I want more of that.
I want more of that. I think we're gonna get more of that.
I think we are. And
Yeah.
go on.
No, the last thing, so we got back to the whole cult thing. I'm very, very, very intrigued and really still like Julia, both Julias. I like
Thank you.
and I like Julia. I do like kind of what's going on in the cult. I freaking hate Micah, and if Joe, I can never.
He's not going to kill him.
I was rooting so hard for Joe to kill Micah. I felt really bad. I just want it to be over already. Kill him already.
We said this last week. I really like Jake Weber. He's a terrific actor.
Jake Weber's a great actor.
And
He's
he's
done
done
great work.
some really great stuff. But
guy.
this role is just ugly as not my favorite.
I want to kill people.
It's goofy. It's a goofy
But
turn.
you know what this show was missing? This show was missing Lily Gray. This is the first time in a
There,
while.
she's not there.
Not
Neither
there
are
at
the
all.
twins.
True.
And that's part of the reason why I think we feel kind of the way we do about this episode, because there was no Lily Gray. 'Cause
Well-
she's what kept things. She was the monkey wrench in everything.
She kept things interesting. She
Yeah.
kept things classy and
Yeah.
elegant,
Right.
and I miss
Didn't
that.
see her. Didn't see one half of the twins, or either half of the twins. I guess they're still both alive. We haven't seen either of them either.
That's interesting because I like this episode. I thought they're in the process right now of writing the train. So
Yeah.
getting the not the train, but
Ship?
you're writing the ship. There you go.
Because trains on one
Train's
track.
on a track. It doesn't need to get
Can't
righted.
be righted.
But I
Yes.
I think they're getting it back up and running. I mean, and I love the idea of like you said of we've got the sanctioned off the books director's office only. It avoids all the FBI WTFs that are just the.
And you gotta
Super
get Ryan off
secret.
this vigilante crap.
Oh yeah, give them something to.
By the way, for the record, I like the episode. I like the show. I hate the cult. I hate Micah, but I like the episode. I like the show. That's my.
I got to tell you, those goddamn masks. That is what to me is.
Well, they got rid of the masks.
The masks are gone.
That's
I
good.
think
God.
everything's cool.
And Mandy had a
Free
boyfriend
yourself,
for 2
brother.
seconds.
Free yourself of the masks, brother.
Oh, so ridiculous. Anyway, but I think this one made I think we're righting the ship. I think we're getting back on track, and I felt like we had some good pacing. I thought, I hated to see, like you said, poor Mandy's new boyfriend get all frothy, but it did raise the stakes a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, should we jump into this then?
His game was kind of like, I guess if you're in a cult, your game doesn't have to be that tight. It's like,
It's not gonna be tight.
But with Mandy's like she's
He's already drinking the Kool-Aid. He's not gonna be that tight.
Impressionable.
Exactly. Your game doesn't have to be that tight with Mandy.
Is she 16?
I don't know.
She's like 16. Yeah.
16, straight
Hey,
out
baby,
of
you got a mask on.
straight out of Boone County, Arkansas.
But
Come
why
on.
is she Boone County?
Boone County, Arkansas.
But she ain't so innocent. Look where she grew up. Her mom was a prostitute.
Right.
She would sit there and usher dudes in and out all day long. She's not so virginal.
she
No.
You saw how teeny
Not so
tiny her
virginal.
skirts were.
And she killed her mom.
And she killed mom.
There's that.
Killed her good. Killed her
Wait,
really
here's
good.
what I will say before we jump into that. I just gotta say,
Tell me, what do you got to say?
if we start our cult, because I'm actually
When?
whatever.
Heavy.
I love season 1. We were very vocal about the foosball and the pool and the giant mansion and the followers in the background doing the thing.
Mm-hmm.
This season we have the cult. They've got a clubby club. It's a rave. There's some Molly happening. They're like, that's a cult.
No, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, Micah, you got it going on over here. You got a bunch of people. You got young people hooking up.
He imported the psychedelic lamps.
You got good creepy trippy lighting. Corbin is love. Corbin is family.
Now, who's the DJ? Who do you think? Is this a track or is there actual is there a DJ?
Oh, he was mixing.
All right.
You saw the turntables?
Yes. Okay. Like that's living.
That's what I'm saying. He had a good, and now he started killing people. It's all gonna be downhill from
right.
here.
So go ahead. I'm telling
All
you.
right. We open this episode. We got Mike Weston at Dad's funeral. We find out that Mike's dad was in the military. Obviously, he gets a full 21-gun salute.
Yep.
And then we cut to our cult, and then we get to meet Eric. We talked about this briefly already. Poor Mandy. Get a little something, girl.
Yeah.
How'd he do it with the mask?
I don't know.
You said he had no game.
He had no game, but he was I don't know. I'm leaving you out there. I want you to do your impression.
You do. You want
I love
desperately.
when you do your black guy impression.
Yeah,
It's my
I don't
favorite
do
thing in the
black
world.
guy impressions.
Yeah. Do your thing.
A-hole.
Like I'll be Mandy. You
All
try to hit me.
So after Eric and Mandy, we see a little something going on. Now we Joe and Emma get a little talk there. Emma wants out, but Joe is not prepared to leave yet. Mm-hmm. Joe has not got what he wanted. But we do get to see the Corbin welcoming ceremony, where we ditch the masks.
Yes. Can we talk? I just want to, one more thing. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we also learn a little bit more about Corbin and its origins with Micah and Julia.
We do.
20 years building it, and she says that Micah is the leader, but I run things.
Right.
You know, she in a very menacing way.
Yeah.
Does she warn Joe of this?
It's a sort of a power struggle, and I still maintain.
So I think that was really important that we share that.
Yeah, it's important. I also maintain that like Julia's doing this weird thing where it's like, I hate you. It's like this weird, Princess Leia Han Solo thing where it's like, I hate you. You're a scoundrel, but I'm attracted to you thing.
Yeah, she gives Joe and Julia have a look where when they're getting the big hug there with Micah.
Yeah.
All we need on the show is a Nando character, and we're fully formed.
Yes.
Thanks.
We have Joe's. We have Julia's.
I don't think it's gonna be a Nando anytime.
You never know.
They're gonna have to travel to South America or something like
Never
that.
say never.
It's gonna be on the
I'll
road
make
to
the
South
call.
America.
There'll be a Nando.
We had a house full of international killers.
That's true.
With some Frenchies.
Yes, that's true.
Yep.
That's true. Lily Hardy.
Yeah.
2.0 with a Nando in there.
We'll get a Nando. It'll happen.
Back to that funeral scene. I think Sean Ashmore, Mike Weston, classing up the joint with that. He's
Single tier action.
Yeah, some good
Single tier.
acting. I believe this guy.
Yeah.
I like him. I think he's done a fine job. I also will just give my obligatory salute to Valerie Curry
for being there on camera.
And double salute to her lovely neck.
Ah,
That's the sexiest neck in television.
is that what that is?
Yes. That's all I got. Go ahead.
Yeah. At this point, I think Valerie Curry could literally sit down and read the phone book. Joe would be like, it was beautiful.
Yes.
When she said the Smiths, I lost it.
She'll be on the show.
She'll be here?
No, she'll be here. Yeah.
All right. Well, I look forward
Maybe
to
not
seeing
anymore after I've,
Right.
Now you're creepy.
Yeah, ever since can she do the show from 500 yards? Is that something?
She'll phone in like she did last year. I was gonna come in studio, but I decided to phone
The
in.
restraining orders seem pretty clear that I have to call.
She'll be
All right.
So we go back to the funeral and we have Ryan with Max, and we get to meet Karen Cook for the first time, the writer, as we find out later on, of the Havenport tragedy. We see our flashbacks. So we haven't seen flashbacks as much this season. Last year they were the main staple of exposition, but this year not so much.
This is the first episode, I feel.
I think we've had them all along.
We had a little bit of flashback in the beginning, showing like in the very, very beginning of this season,
showing Ryan's drunkitude.
Drunking, getting drunk in the bars. Mike coming up to him.
Oh yeah, that's true.
More shots,
Yeah,
ladies.
you're right. Yeah. Okay.
What's wrong with
But
you?
this felt like
But
more
not
like
like last season.
Well, not like this felt more like last season type of flashbacks. They just the way they were coming, they didn't really make too much sense to me either.
Well, this was the first one was us getting obviously she's getting Ryan drunk, but we don't know what for at that point.
Yeah.
But he's definitely mad at her. But we find out later on she got him drunk so she can get the story out of him.
Get the scoop.
Get the scoop.
And she got the scoop. She scooped him pretty hard. All right. So we've met her. We don't know exactly what the deal is yet. But we do have the Corbin welcoming committee go on, and we do get a little bit about the religious beliefs of Corbin's people. If I remember right, they're as follows. Correct me if I'm wrong. We believe that this is not the real life. This is the pre-life. The real life is on the 9th planet, which is
Wait for it.
tucked in behind Neptune.
Oh, that would be Pluto.
No, Pluto's been dismissed.
Well, no,
It's still the mass that's there is still considered
right.
Pluto.
But according to him, the 9th planet,
It's not a planet.
tucked behind Neptune.
I don't think, according to them, we can really see the 9th planet.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I think it's
like
his own private
tucked
planet.
behind the 9th planet.
It's hidden
now.
Yes.
Pluto's just
Yeah.
grass. Okay, got it.
So we got the 9th planet.
I was like,
this is the pre-life.
And we get to go to the good life if we save people, right?
Yeah.
Save souls and eat the sins of others.
Eat the sins of others. That's right. We have to eat the sins of others.
I love Joe's very, very like, how do we get there exactly? I'll play along. Like, I'll bite.
You have to
Joe,
earn
we're
it.
going to Pluto, man.
We're going to Pluto, bro. Oh, it's unbelievable.
All right. Now, who do we have to kill to get to Pluto?
Yeah.
How does this work?
But we get a little taste of what Micah's really into. He's how do we get people to kill? How do you get people to kill for you? Which again, he's got a nice thing going on, but he's gonna F it up.
Yeah.
And when he was saying that, all I kept on thinking was like, it took you guys 20 years to come up with this story. That's what you've been working on for 20 years, is a 9th planet tucked in behind Neptune, and you got to eat the souls or eat the sins. 20 years, that's the best you can do?
Yeah, I mean, Micah doesn't look like exactly the kind of guy who's going to come up with the, I mean, he's charismatic, I guess, to a certain degree. I don't believe that, I have a hard time following that Micah, anyone is following Micah.
He's too dudeish.
How do you get a thing full of followers?
I don't know, but one way or the other, he's got them, and we have to accept that. Willful suspension of disbelief.
I do. Willful.
But we also get this little bit of motivation from them. There are 5,000 cults in the U.S. Did you know that? That's a lot of cults. I didn't know that. That is a lot of cults.
A lot of cults.
It's kind of scary.
That's impressive. We only know about a couple of them.
And well, the one you like is, what's it called? Scientology? That's the one that you...
Does he count
I don't
that?
know
I don't
him.
know.
I've never seen him. I don't know who he is.
This is the one you keep talking about.
I love everybody.
All right.
And everybody's beliefs are really great. Check out Scientology if you want to really read some interesting stuff. You want to talk about the 9th planet and all that. So Micah wants to find out, he wants two things. He wants to know, how can he stand out, right? He wants to be like Jim Jones. Who else did he say?
David Koresh.
David Koresh.
Jim Jones.
Manson.
Charles Manson.
Which to me, Micah, you're missing the point. They're famous, but they all got screwed up. Like, none of them got to enjoy it.
No, man. They all want a book written about me, man.
By Joe.
By Joe.
By Joe.
By a shitty author.
Sign, man.
But that's what he wants.
Bro.
Oh, she's losing it, man. She's not going to keep it together.
I do like his sort of his shrine. He opens up his sort of weird, like, serial killer shrine with all the pictures of the Manson murders and the Koresh and the thing, and then he pulls out the book, and yeah, he's been thinking about
he's given this some thought.
Yeah, but there's something to be said about a guy. I guess I almost buy into this guy who's really into this whole cult of personality. Excuse the turn of phrase, but like, he's into this thing of like, I want to be famous. It's all really about being famous and leaving a legacy and being known. It's almost like you get to a certain point. I've got all these fools following me. It's all great. What is my legacy now? I need to be famous. What can I do? It's almost like I've run out of tricks now. I've run out of moves. Let's kill somebody. Let's try that. So there's something that rings true in all this madness to that with me.
So there's and maybe this is what's missing, maybe, and it should be coming out, because when we're talking about it, it makes sense. Like, you've had complete control of these people for so long that you've gotten bored with it.
Sure.
And at that point, you contemplate the idea of poisoning a bunch of people, which apparently we get to. It's interesting, the idea of just being completely bored, being in charge of all these people.
Well, you want to expand. You want to move out or go further into the world and make your star a little bigger, if you will. And he called Joe Carroll royalty. And so having a guy like that on your side, that's got to make you look really good.
So, and especially if Joe's subservient to him. So if Joe's down here and Joe's a big shot. So
as far as he
knows.
knows.
If you beat the champs, you're the champs.
We did miss where back at the coming out ceremony, the mask revealing ceremony, where Joe did tell Emma, the exchange between Joe and Emma, and Emma's like, dude, I just had my wrist cut. Like, what the fuck? You're an asshole.
We need to get out of here.
And he's like, look, I got a plan. I can turn this whole thing around. We can use these people. We have work yet to do. This is my favorite Joe Carroll line. Like, it's always like, we have work to do. The plan will be fulfilled. The work must be done. So he's I love that stuff. But anyway, so Emma's like, okay, we have work to do. We'll figure that out.
And he was hesitant to take off his mask because the world doesn't know that he's alive
Right.
yet. So that was an interesting moment, I thought.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, there's some danger in that.
Stopped and
He was afraid someone within the cult was going to blow a whistle or something.
What about their cell phones?
Although that was a big leap from, like, I don't want to take out my mask to the previews where he's like, the world needs to see who I am.
Yeah.
That's a
40-minute swing.
That's a swing. But, I'll take it.
I've changed my mind.
he thought about it.
Yeah.
We all right. We did get to meet. We talked about it, but we got Rock. We got Rock in here. We got Mr. Charles S. Dutton, who is Dr. Tom Franklin, the FBI director, and he would be number 4 on your list of.
He's jumped to number 2 in the power rankings.
So he's up. So now we're Lawrence Fishburne, Charles S. Dutton.
Yes. Harold Lennox. The Americans, it's 1982, 3, so they don't have any black guys yet.
Yeah.
But in the FBI, there's an FBI show. It's full of FBI agents. It's got Agent Gadd, but he's not black. He's doing his best impression of an angry black guy, as played by John Boy Walton.
All right,
we digress. Go
all
ahead.
right, so okay, I got it. So he's number 2 on the list right now.
Number 2 in the power
got
rankings.
It. So
the power rankings.
The power rankings. All right, so we've got Charles S. Dutton. He's tasking Ryan and Mike or Ryan at this point. We're going to set up a sanctioned, off the books, director's office only, no one else. Now, I didn't know there was such a thing as a sanctioned, off the books thing, but what do I know? I don't work for the FBI.
Director. He's a director.
He can do whatever he wants.
By the way, just one last thing on this power
Tell
rankings. He's so dope. He was number 2 just by showing up.
Just by being there.
One scene.
Lawrence Fishburne had to work all season last year, and the first 6 of this season on Hannibal.
Rock shows up. He vaults to number 2.
Boom.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Back to the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's how The Rock did it.
Yes.
All right, so we got this. Okay, so we've got Charles S. Dutton. So we got Charles S. Dutton vaulting to number 2 in the power rankings.
Yes.
And we're setting up a sanction, off the books, director's office only, no one else, task force. Ryan is the only one, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Then he gives them the drive from the Brits. It's kind of non-specific which Brits, but we get it. So we've got a drive from the Brits, which have pictures, and on these pictures, we seem to recognize some people, and one of them is Dr. Arthur Strauss.
Yes.
Played by the great Greg Henry.
Great character actor, Greg Henry.
Love that guy.
Yep.
Love that guy.
Sure.
Payback.
Sure.
Mel Gibson. Lucy Liu.
Sure.
Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls.
Oh, he's a fantastic. I love him.
Yes.
All right, so we got Greg Henry doing it up.
They're classing up the joint with the Charles S. Duttons and the Henrys of the world.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Excellent casting.
If only he was an angry black FBI director.
Do you think he has the range?
He's a good actor. Go ahead.
So now here's my question to you guys.
Yes.
So Mike wants in. Ryan says no. Now I think by the end we've proven that Ryan needs Mike, but does Mike need this? Is this good for Mike?
Nando.
Is this good for Mike?
Yeah. Is this good? Because he's a follower. Is this something
that would help him in his
following?
As a follower.
You know what I think? Mike's going to be a follower. He's just not yet.
That's a hot take, Nando.
Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Nando Velasquez.
Hot takes Velasquez. Julia, what do you got?
I don't think it's necessarily good for Mike, but I think it's necessary for Mike. I don't think Mike will take no for an answer. Now they killed his dad. Yeah, his dad is dead. He needs to avenge that, and you think he was mad before. Now he's super duper uber pissed.
Sure.
And so he's gonna go and do anything within his power to get to the top, which in his mind right now is Joe and Lily.
Yeah.
Lily, I think, is first on that list at this point. Don't you think?
Yeah,
I mean,
but
Joe beat
I
the
don't
shit out of
think
him,
he
but
could
Lily
really
killed
get
Dad.
to Lily unless there's a Joe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
you're
guess he
probably
could,
right.
But
Like just jumping back a little back to the
Let's
whole,
jump back. Where we need to go?
Just to the exposition between the Charles S. Dutton and Ryan, where he sort of explains like, "Hey man, I know everything. We've been working closely with the CIA. We've got these documents. I want to form this task force." I mean, that was a lot of story that we got crammed into about a 45-second speech, and it took about 45 seconds for Hardy to say, "I'll do it," which is great. But we got a lot of information there. They've been doing a lot of work, so I thought that was kind of cool and funny at the same time. But this task force is a task force of one, so we know and hope that Ryan needs help here, and he doesn't want to bring in Max because that's he doesn't draw on his sister, but
he does.
But he does, but not sister, but his
niece.
And Weston, he needs Weston. So
that's what I'm saying.
We know that this task force is going to be a task force of 3 at least, and I like it. But I think that's very neat with one funeral scene, how they made a gigantic turn. In the series, they changed it from vigilantes into a task force with the addition of Charles S. Dutton.
So now they're doing it with permission.
Cool stuff.
Makes a big difference.
It is the stature of Charles S. Dutton that allows that whole thing to make sense.
Yeah. Let's say class up the joint. So
classing it up.
Okay, we got that.
You feel good now?
I feel great.
All right. So we meet we hear about Dr. Arthur Strauss, and we learn that he was the boarding school counselor from 13 until college for Joe. He lived conveniently enough 1 mile away from the lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Funny. How does that work?
Interesting.
Fascinating.
Interesting. So Ryan bugs out. He's going to go visit the good doctor. But first,
we also learned that
another turn of phrase. Ryan bugs out by planting the plant in the plant.
The plants and the plants and the planting.
I didn't even know it was that good.
Go ahead.
And he goes to visit the good dog, but first he gives Max a super big hug, a super meaningful hug.
Well, so that's a big step for Ryan.
Yeah, he's allowing
not
himself.
An emotional guy.
No,
he's allowing himself feel and become attached.
He's having feels in his heart-to-heart place.
In his messed up heart.
All right.
In his messed up
which we got to the bottom of right away with Dutton also.
Yes.
It
how's the heart?
Apparently was the alcohol.
Yes.
No alcohol, no heart problem.
I've been waiting for them to touch on that.
Episode 8, they clean up a lot of
clean up house.
45
Ryan,
seconds
with
Charles Dutton.
What are you doing? Your heart.
Again, Charles S. Dutton shows up. He's
a fixer.
He's dropping dimes.
For real.
I got the CIA. I'm forming a task force. I'm the director you never heard of. I'm your best friend. You're in charge. How's your heart? Like
boom, 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 boom.
And here's some information.
Exactly.
Done. Here's a drive. Now go. No, that was pretty clutch.
Good move.
I agree with you 100%. So we go to Dr. Anthony Strauss's house, which is a great looking house. Ryan forces an interview. Corey plants a bug. Boom. Then we've got our girl Carrie Cook shows up.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, what are your thoughts on Carrie Cook? Nando Velasquez.
Hater.
Yeah, I wasn't too fond of her. I mean, very stereotypical journalist, nosy body, trying to, figure out some kind of angle to get the scoop. And obviously the cops are like, they're on to her. They're like, we know who you are. And she wasn't even that pretty. I don't think she's that pretty. Sorry.
You've been infected by the Joe Sanfelippo juice.
I mean, look, you know what? I was missing Lily Gray. It's obvious this girl kind of. It's obvious that this girl is kind of like going to be filling in the possible love interest. Will she or will she not be a love interest to Ryan Hardy for this part of the series, at least until Lily Gray returns? Maybe, I don't know. But
what drives me a little crazy is that the show is so great at giving us these beautiful, complex, multi-layered characters, and I learn to expect that from them, and then they throw in a Carrie Cook, then they throw in a Micah that's so flat and one-dimensional and stereotypical that I just have no patience for it. So I just want them to die immediately.
The one good thing, at least, about her is we finally get to figure out, because this was kind of a question that no one really thought to ask. Who was writing this book on the
yes?
The we've been wondering that. We've been wondering that. We haven't really been talking about it, but who wrote this book? Because Joe didn't write it, and it sounded like maybe Ryan could have written it, but not really.
Drunk.
Not really. So who wrote it? Now we know it was this journalist.
I also think not to get into
and she was writing it on the anniversary of releasing it.
Yeah, right.
On the anniversary of Joe Carroll's death, which is when this whole season started. the subway attack.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
very interesting how it all ties in
it all
together.
dropped at once.
Yeah.
And they're all
Timeline
like
works out.
they're setting her up not as a credible author, as a tabloid, not even a real proper journalist, as a tabloid journalist.
Yeah.
Joe read that book and he was it had a large effect on him. So I can't imagine that when he gets a hold of the author of the book that will go well.
No,
It was
definitely not.
hogwash.
Yes, so we'll see how that goes. That's a small prediction preview, but
Well,
that's
maybe she'll die in a really cool way, and then I'll feel vindicated.
yes,
No, I don't think they'll kill her.
yeah. We're rooting.
Not yet, at
There's
least.
2 people on our kill list right now.
Isn't that terrible? But I
not
think
bad.
you're right. I think it has to do with populating. When you put 2-dimensional characters in a fairly multi-dimensional show, they just feel wrong. They
stick
feel
out.
Oh,
silly.
they stick out. Yeah, exactly.
And it's just like, get rid of it.
Like
I
my-
guess in
like
a way
my-
you kind of feel like this needs a reporter, an investigative reporter, trying to go in there and.
And the other
start
side of it
trouble,
is,
too.
is like, not only is your character kind of trite and predictable, then you do trite predictable shit. Like, I'm gonna just go out here by myself, single white female. I'm just cruising on out. Let's hope for the best.
I'm untouchable. I'm a journalist.
I need
Yeah.
answers.
Oh God. Anyway,
Chasing
so
the story. I hate her.
Extra.
I know, right?
all y'all boys in the newsroom. Look here, boys. All right, so Carrie Cook breaks on in. She wants them to spill the beans. All right, so she gets caught, obviously, by the good
Obvi.
doctor. And what's that?
I said Obvi.
Obvi?
Obviously.
Are we too lazy to say Abili?
He's an
Abili?
adult,
I
ladies and
understand.
gentlemen. And he says obvi.
All right, that's cool. That's ridiculous. All right, anyway.
Totes.
All right, so,
Totes.
so Carrie Cook breaks. She goes over to Dr. Strauss, and of course she gets caught. And Ryan listens in on the bug. Oh shit! Then Ryan follows him right in. Now what we don't see coming is Cole, the kid that the good doctor is training now.
Julia
new
Julia
apprentice.
dubbed as Tom Hiddleston
Tom
Jr.
Hiddleston Jr.
Yeah, from the Great Thor.
Oh,
Loki.
I see. I got it.
Just
Sure.
looks wise, he is not
does.
nearly as brilliant as my Tom.
Yes, no, he's
He's not your Tom. He belongs to everyone.
No, he's mine.
All right. So we Cole takes. What does he take him down with? Is it like it's not
Sort
mace?
of-
Kind of
Some
knockout gas and
knockout
pepper
gas.
spray
spray
type
thing.
of thing.
He's
Yeah.
covering his
Yeah, he covered his mouth
Yeah.
and nose so he wouldn't breathe it in.
very like 1967 Batman.
So we got
the bat spray. It was so. It
was kinda like bat spray.
It was one of those moves. Like, who wears that? Like, can you buy that at the surplus store somewhere, like in the Midwest? Like, does that exist?
Will
somewhere
Ryan
on the
Hardy
internet,
wake
tell
up?
me. Internet, please tell me, is that a real thing? Or like he's like, I got you. He's like, shh. He's like,
Is it? Oh no. Oh, okay. So he gets straight up 1963 Batman
spray.
out with aerosol.
it's the bat spray.
Aerosol.
Come on, Joe.
I
Aquanet.
wish you hadn't said that. I'm
sorry.
You ruined it for
No,
me.
someone's
Now
gonna tell me the internet. Like,
But
actually,
you know what? There's something really scary about that. Just we could laugh about how easy it went down, but at the same time, this guy when he first attacked Ryan, it was like, oh, Ryan's got this. He's been running marathons. He's been
Right.
And this is a
working
kid.
out. It's just some kid who
Yeah.
just pushes him up against the wall. He's got him, and all of a sudden it's like, bye. It was just something really scary, evil about that.
Yes.
now all
How
I can see
quickly
is
someone can be overtaken.
Burgess
Yeah.
Meredith dressed up as the penguin.
Stop
That's
it.
all I can see.
Stop
all right.
it.
So Joe goes down, and then Ryan goes down. I beg your pardon. And we cut back to the cult, and Micah is we get a little bit more a little bit more of the scope of the operation that Micah is running, because we get to meet the prisoners. Apparently,
Yes.
Joe and Mandy and Emma are not the first murderers to have
No.
sought refuge.
No.
And Micah blesses them by cutting them,
Right.
and then just walking away.
And they beg for it.
So
Yes.
wait, I'm sorry. I
seems
may have
unsanitary.
missed it. Maybe I went to the bathroom. Why were they in cages?
No, you were there.
I'm trying to make an
because
excuse for
they're
it.
too
Okay.
dangerous. They're followers or believers, if you will.
Yeah.
But too dangerous to be sort of like put out in general population with the rest of the folks. So he keeps them down there for
But
their
they're
own
still under
safety.
his spell.
Yeah, because he's Micah. But right?
Yeah.
Oh, it
That's
seems
the way I
to
took it. That's the way I took
then,
it.
yeah, I missed that. Then.
It's a little
I'm sorry.
odd. I agree. It's odd.
Julie, you're asking the wrong guy to make sense of this. That's Joe.
All right,
That's
so
Flippo.
I'm working hard here.
Okay.
So we've got he has his own prison he's running.
Yes.
So, and it looks very rough.
Sure.
And when he blesses
Like a
them,
hole.
It does. It looks like a hole, like they dug a hole and put a grate over the top of it, and then cover it with that camouflagey helicopter
camo.
stuff. Yeah. But when he cuts them, then they go back into the hole.
Right.
And like I said, that seems unsanitary. It seems like a great way to get an infection.
No, it also felt like a wrist cut, like that. Like,
Well,
that
that's
might
what
be-
they did to Emma. That's where
Right.
they cut her and drained her and
that's
blessed.
like that's not a good.
Well, you got to go deep to get to the actual veins.
And you
I
have
mean,
to go that
superficial is not. You know, you
go
can
up, down,
all right.
not side to side.
Yeah, because it's very difficult to bleed out on the
All
side
right,
to
let's
side.
not give a little lesson on
No,
that.
don't do it.
Yes.
Told you, I dated nothing
did
but
it-
crazy chicks all
did
through
I-
high school and
did I
college.
cover my tracks?
Horrible.
Don't do it.
Don't do
Turn.
it. So we find out obviously these are not the first killers, but as that continues, Micah and Joe, Joe really Micah is telling Joe what he wants to do here. He wants to start killing people, and he wants to start in L.A. Why not?
Hey,
Just like Manson.
Just like Manson.
but the truth is, but you know, Joe's no stranger to the game. He's like, you know what? You want to kill people? It's New York City.
New York
Well,
City.
smart. He said, if you kill a celebrity, that's going to upstage you. This
yeah.
is about you. You're the
Don't
one
kill
who's
anybody
seeking
too
the
famous.
fame. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love Joe Carroll's manipulation game on this, though.
Yeah.
I feel there is something very compelling about
Yes.
the way he's sort of really pulling Micah close to him, really manipulating him, and the way we all see it as the audience, as viewers, we all see Joe Carroll doing his moves on Micah,
Yeah.
and Micah not seeing it,
And relishing in it.
Yeah, and the way Purfor is playing this is really great. Like the looks he's giving, it's like, you know, and also just in general, his whole assessment of this cult, his intimate look, like his immediate look at like, maybe this guy's the leader, and this is the thing.
I can be in charge on Tuesday.
It's like when you know in high school or something when you see like or in life now when you see like the super like hot, attractive, smart girl with a super douchebag dude, you're kind of like, that guy is with her like this, you know, and then you steal a girl.
I kind of feel
Joe.
like this is also his practice ground. He's been out of the loop for a really long time, and he's been kind of confined to solitary in Boone County, Arkansas.
Yeah, Boone
so
County.
this is sort of like him building his strength back up and practicing and getting his mojo back. So when he does reveal himself to the world, he'll be all powerful.
I feel badly for Julia. I me's she's worked. Not you. You're fine. I don't care. But this sounds like she's worked for 20 years with Micah to build this thing,
Douchebag.
and he is just bound and determined to crash this plane. So he talks to Joe about the small group of doubters, and Joe says, "What does he say? Perhaps we should pray about it." And they take a knee, and that's when I went like, that is masterful action right there.
Now, did Joe actually suggest? Do you think Joe said in a prayer like, "You need to kill these guys"?
No.
Or was this a Micah plan, or is this a Joe influence? Do we know, or do we think? Because Julia very much seems to think like this is your doing, Joe. And
Well, Micah wants to kill people too, so Micah's I mean, it's a little bit of
but did
column
Joe
A,
plant
column B.
that seed? Do you think Joe was the one who said like, you know what, there's some pills. They'll think it's Molly. They'll think it's ecstasy.
Well, I don't know where he would get that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well,
I think it was Micah's. I think he planted the seed without, in so many words, saying you should kill him. This is how you should do it. He knows the cult. He knows his people. He knows how the raves go down.
Yes.
And
He's
could
probably the
figure
guy who
this
got the
out if he
lights.
wanted to.
Yes.
I think it was Micah's idea, and I think that's a great way to show Joe like I'm no joke too.
Yeah.
You know, like I may be goofy and miscast, but I'm no joke.
And frankly, yes. And frankly, whether goofy or miscast or anything else, I mean, Micah's definitely in control. Like, he went down to the thing, like, check out my people in the cell. Cut them.
Right?
I'm still the man. Check this out. I just killed 5 people. Everybody rejoice. Like that, Joe? I got him running
Boom.
things.
That's
Goes
it.
out. Julia freaks out. He's like, you know what, Julia, get out of here. Take her away.
Maybe we're shortchanging him a little bit. Maybe we
Micah's
don't
in
have
control.
very much. Maybe we're lacking a little faith in Micah.
He's in control.
I think he's going to come out on the other end of this. Maybe not alive, but he's
Yes.
going to go down swinging and hard, and
Well-
it's going to be difficult.
Okay. I just want Joe to kill him already.
Well, yeah, I do
Yeah.
too, but I think he's going to assert his power as much
Maybe
as
this
possible.
is a meta stuff they're doing with us all. Like we can get us all behind Joe. We're all joining Joe's cult
Oh my
because
God,
we
are we
want
all
Micah.
followers?
Yeah.
We want Micah to be killed.
Because it's weird thing, the way you get us behind someone who's more deplorable than Joe, the psychopathic killer, is Micah, who's just annoying. Just
Annoying, yeah.
You know, we can deal with psychopath killers. We've seen Dexter. We're used to this.
Right.
This guy's just a dick.
Like, you cut out chick's eyes. We get it, but he's so fucking irritating.
This guy's just a douchebag. Let's just get rid of him.
Let's get rid of him.
All right.
All right. So then we cut back over to the house, and we've got the good doctor and Cole. We got Cole and Arthur getting ready to do surgery on Carrie, and Ryan is strapped to a wheelchair. He will be forced to watch, but it's his turn next. Terrifying. And I got to say, shout out one more time to Greg Henry, because I think he just adds so much.
Yeah, he sells it.
He does.
So did my man Hiddleston Jr. He's pretty terrifying too.
Eager.
Kid was good.
Eager, intelligent,
Do you know what? I got to tell you what I loved about what Greg did. Well, Greg, we're buddies. What I loved about what he did.
The G-Man.
G-Dog?
The G-Dog.
G-Money. G-Money Smooth.
Here's what I loved. I loved because he did some doctor shit. He was touching her all the time. Oh, my dear, don't worry about that, my dear. And then he puts his hands on her feet when he's talking. He's telling the kid to go get a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
And he puts and that was such doctor shit.
Scary.
That he just put his hands gently on her feet and just knew, and you just knew, I'm in charge, and I will stop being gentle as soon as he comes back with the sledgehammer.
Yes, all of it. And even the way he talked to her, he's like, are you awake? Listen. Like, the way he was speaking to her is very much like, a trusting, very calm, deliberate way that doctors speak to you.
The way a doctor lays it out for you, like this is the procedure. This is what's going to happen. This is what it's going to feel like.
We're gonna hobble you. We're gonna hobble you first.
Oh, reminds me of
Misery.
Misery.
Ah!
Yeah.
Oh, I can see his feet.
Yeah. Oh, it's so rough.
Yeah.
All right. So Cole, our kid Cole, our boy Cole, goes, and he's going to go and find that sledgehammer. And of course, Mike Weston shows up and puts down. Now, does Mike shoot Cole? I was not clear on that.
He knocks him out.
He knocks him out. He doesn't kill him.
Yeah.
All right. So Mike doesn't get any more points on the kill list. Okay. Yeah. So Mike, he gets through. We get to Dr. Arthur. We get him all tied up.
Well, before that, I just want to say that I said it before, that scene was very terrifying and scary. And there was that moment, of course, where I'm like, everybody close to Ryan. This is like Ryan's worst nightmare. Anybody who rolls up, especially female, who gets any remote proximity to Ryan is killed in front of him. So I thought for sure she was gonna, meet a horrible grisly death in front of us on Fox,
which we felt
at 9 p.m.
And what'd you feel about that?
It didn't happen.
I know, but what would you have felt about that?
Nothing.
I know. So then we're now we get the doctor and we tie him up. Now we tie the doctor down because
before he does that, no. But I'm just interested in the idea that he's revealing that he was Joe's teacher. He taught Joe everything that he knew, and now his new apprentice is Cole, and he's done this to God knows how many students, how many serial killers out there have been trained by this guy. With this guy's skilled and deft hand.
Joe was not my best student.
Nope.
Oh, that's a great line too.
And I love the line when he said, "When a student is ready, a teacher always appears."
Yeah,
right. I love that too.
And he said, "Did you instruct him?" And I didn't. I inspired him.
Sure. And also, Joe was already I didn't make him a killer. Like, Joe was already
he was a killer already.
Have it in you already.
Yeah. That was all some deep, scary shit.
Yeah, so I liked getting a little insight into to Joe's background. We also learned earlier in the episode that he was an orphan. Yeah. Did we know that before?
Did we? I don't think so.
And he just showed up, shipped over here from a far-off land by an uncle.
By Uncle Shippy.
Yeah,
Uncle, get out of here.
Well, I'm sure he'll show up in episode 13.
I certainly hope they bring Greg Henry back. I hope he escapes and somehow becomes part of this, because he is, to me, a fine actor and a fine addition to the show.
Yes,
that's all I have to say about that. So while he's tied up, Max gets Carrie out the room, which is a little scary, and then our boy Mike gets a little jacked up.
Yeah, Mike's he's been known to do that lately, and that's his thing.
Sort of his MO.
It made me look, when we first saw, I asked a question as we were watching this, when we're seeing Mike at the funeral, it's like, I wonder what they're doing with this character, because it's like, yeah, he's gone through a lot, and now this is just, he was already on the edge. Then he sees his father killed in front of him. And I mean, he was already teetering, so you kind of imagine that that's pushed him over the edge.
Of course.
So I wonder what this means for Mike Weston's character, Nando. Does this mean that he's going to fight? You awake?
I'm tired, dude.
Right.
I'm tired. I told you at the beginning.
It's also given him vindication to carry out.
No, I'm just asking you.
Have some go, girl. All right, so go on.
On iTunes, you can't tell. On YouTube,
a little bit.
All right.
Well, I think that having his father killed validated his actions in the past and validates his actions in the future now. So when he is going crazy on Luke, beating him within an inch of his life, it was like, why are you? I mean, I understand you're angry, you're frustrated, you went through some shit.
Right.
But now, like, maybe you're taking a little far. But now that they've murdered his father right in front of him, now it's like, oh yeah, do that.
Do
Go
that.
for it.
So
that's cool now.
So he starts smashing fingers. I think we get 3
With
in.
glee.
With glee. And he knocked the shit out of that hand. That was rough.
That's crazy. I love the line. How do you play this? Good cop, worse cop?
Yeah.
That's it. That's right. Bad cop, worse cop?
Yeah.
And Ryan was down with it until like he started swinging the hammer.
Hey,
let's see. Because
slow
it's like
down, Junior.
Yeah, exactly. The first crack, he's like, all right, Mike. Mike.
Whoa!
Mike, I'm the worst cop. Like, we didn't go back and talk this over.
We didn't talk about it. I didn't explain.
You know, Mike's like, good, smash, smash, smash. Like, whoa, well, hold on. Yeah.
I love too that Dr. Strauss was like, screw it, I'm giving it up. I don't care. I don't care about these people.
Right.
So we find out we get a little closer to Janet. We know now that the mole is female, or they know that the mole is female. So that's big. That's big news.
Yeah.
And we also know that Mike is really, really angry.
We sure do.
And then we got Carrie. So we're done with all this, and Carrie, we're all getting in the car, and Carrie, as if nothing had happened to this person, she's I don't this bothered me because
Joe's getting mad over here.
You've just been tied down. Dude was going to hobble and chop off your feet.
Yeah.
And
Start there.
Right.
He's going to start there.
And you were going to be conscious and awake
Saved.
for all of it.
She was terrified.
Saved. And your takeaway is, I'm going to run with the story.
Do I get the story or not, Hardy?
Boom.
Killer.
I don't know if that's realistic.
I don't think so. I think there'll be some trembling. There's probably some urine down the leg. I think there's some crying.
Yes.
I think there's some sobbing. I would imagine there's probably twitching.
Shaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, all
got
right.
none of
So now we know what Carrie wants to do. We go back to the cult party, and we get to the cult party. Pardon me. What we've already discussed. Lots and lots of lights. We got it going.
Party.
And
I'd love to be at that party. A great party until people start dying.
that's it. It's always a good party until
Yeah.
somebody starts dying.
It's a
Ain't that
great
the
party.
truth?
It's all fun and games till someone loses an eye.
God.
So he's giving out communion, and we don't know what it is until they start frothing at the mouth. So either he was giving them Alka-Seltzer, which I doubt, because they died. So I'm going to assume it was something else.
Right.
So he poisons a bunch of people, all the doubters, and then he breaks in there, and this is the best we've seen Micah, I think. He breaks out there, shouts, send them home with shouts of praise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they go with it. They go with it.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. My favorite part of that scene, though, without a doubt, are Joe and Emma's faces as this is all going down. I love Emma sometimes. How when people start dropping like flies around her and dying,
She smiles.
nothing,
Yeah.
just maybe a little smirk.
I love her sometimes too.
And if the judge would just lift that restraining order.
I'd love her so much
I love her
more.
all the time.
But I thought that was cool and chilling, you
Right.
know, and to see their plan playing out the way that Joe had set it in motion.
All right, so we've killed off. Now Micah has killed off a group of people and sent them home with shouts of praise. And then Julia wigs the F-bomb out.
Julia, who we know that can, and I quote, be difficult,
Yes.
that is so suspicious and doesn't want the cult to assimilate into the outside world. So now we know that she has been kept from this whole plan.
All right.
Left in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Because she would never have approved of it.
No.
Yes.
And then Micah tells her that he prayed and the stars spoke to him.
Bullshit.
Oh, it's possible.
No, you know who spoke to him? Joe Carroll spoke to him.
Right.
No stars.
I'm the stars,
From Pluto.
Micah. Is that how we did it? I don't know. So it was terrible. So one way or the other.
Is that your Joe Carroll being the stars?
That was my Joe Carroll pretending to be a star. All right. So it's 3 back. You got to go 3 back. All right. So Micah's killed, and of course he has security take Julia away, and no one in security questions it. They go, "Yeah, I'm gonna take her away."
Well, you know.
He's the boss.
He's the boss.
But she runs.
But she
things.
runs things.
She runs in for Micah. We'll
All right.
see. We'll see how this goes.
So
He's definitely not as charismatic as Micah is to the rest of the cult, so they're gonna follow
we'll
him.
see how this thing plays out. We'll see
so
how
that so
I'm not so sure about that. I mean, I have a feeling they're going to get back in the back, and there might be a coup. But I'll save it for predictions. Go ahead.
all right. No, we also have a nice scene with Emma and Joe where she's just like, she basically takes the role of everyone in the audience at this point. I don't know how you do it. And I mean, like this. Well, how the hell do you do that?
He loves her.
He loves her.
She loves him. I mean,
They love. He has to love her because she's the only one he has left.
Right.
But he's he says what does he say? He got a plan when it's about time for the world to. How does he say it?
It's about time for the world to know that I'm alive.
Yeah, whatever he puts it.
And then he kisses her.
Yeah. And I thought they were going to hook it up a little bit. I don't know if they did or didn't. It's kind of open-ended.
You know what I was enjoying between Joe and Emma in this episode is their sort of their familial feel with little Mandy. Like, she has a crush, our little girl. And I sort of... So I felt like their little family, like they're Joe's little children, and I kind of feel the same way about Ryan with Max and Mike.
Sure.
That they're his little children, so they have these little family bonds, and it'll be a family feud.
Come on! I can't do the music. It's gone.
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
Top 4 answers on the board. Name? I got nothing. I can't. Let's beat bits over.
All right. Buzzing.
So one thing we didn't talk about is Mike and Ryan. That little scene, I think they're still at the house, where he says, basically he says, you don't want, Mike says to Ryan, you don't want me to become you.
Right.
And Ryan says, revenge doesn't fix anything.
Right.
And so he's looking out for Mike, and then they have a sleepover party where Mike and Max have lots and lots and lots of still, silent, staring moments.
Right.
They paint each other's toenails.
Brush each other's hair.
Does she freeze his bra if he goes to sleep first?
Yes.
Right. Very sad.
Right. And that's some serious foreplay.
That's how we do it.
That is sexy.
Yes.
I thought something else was happening here. I don't know why you froze my underwear. That's
yes.
I had a different idea.
I thought some other stuff. So Mike is sleeping over. Max and Mike, you want to talk? Not really. Okay, we'll just sit here and stare at each other. And it worked for me. It worked because her dad died when she was younger, so she's been through it. And we've been waiting for something to bring those two together. We've been convinced it was going to happen. And we do have the only redeeming moment with Carrie. 5 months ago, we have the flashback, and she says, "You're a drunk. Go to AA. You may have killed Joe, but look at you. He won."
Yeah, that's a great line.
It's a great line.
Yeah, and that seems like that was the thing that turned Ryan Hardy around.
Yeah.
That got him into his Rocky montage of
I think she
working
opened his
out,
eyes.
kicking the booze, and doing this thing. Yeah.
His eyes got him sober.
Right.
Changed his life.
Change his life. All right, I think we covered this show.
There it is. The following.
Joe Braswell.
Yes.
I think it's time for us to go to predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I think because if we don't start with him, he might fall over. Nando Velasquez.
Just gonna
what
say,
are your predictions
I don't
here?
think Mike is gonna die. I think at this point, I don't think Mike is gonna die for a while. I think Julia's gonna die before he does.
Hey.
So sorry guys. I know he's annoying. We think he's probably inept, but probably be a major twist if he stays alive as long as possible.
All right, so you think Mike is going to survive?
Yes.
Micah.
Joe Braswell with the Go Girl.
Yes.
What do you got for me?
Mike is dead. I think Michael's going to go down. I think that, what's interesting is we've already laid the groundwork for Julia saying she runs things. I think that this is an opportunity for Joe to take the power position. Once he takes out Micah, he can say to Julia, I need you now. I'm going to free you. You were done. He was going to kill you, but I decided to let you live. And so that's how Julia is going to need Joe. And that's how she's going to be he was going to kill me. I think there will be some scene where Micah's going to sacrifice her, execute her, and Joe's going to stop it. And Julia's going to owe Joe. But take it one step further, I think that Julia will still not trust Joe, and there'll ultimately be some sort of power struggle. And of course, the love triangle between Emma and Joe and Julia will ensue.
You son of a bitch. You stole my prediction.
Yo.
Julia Cearly, what is your prediction for this evening?
I actually 100% agree with that prediction.
Why, thank you.
Well, you're very welcome.
No offense.
I think that we're going to see a complete dissension of Mike's mind over the next couple episodes, and the one thing that's going to tether him back to this world will be Max.
Max's perfect lips.
Yeah. Max is perfect lips. That's really not much of a prediction. We all really see it coming, but I look forward to watching that. And I want Lily back.
Yes.
Lily's going to come back.
I want my Lily back, Lily back.
Once Joe reveals himself to the world, I think that's going to enrage Lily, and she's going to come out of hiding.
Got it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and back your play, although I'm going to go further with it because that was my... but I think Julia is going to fake it. I think she's going to play possum, and then eventually she's going to go after Joe. I think she's going to flip on him and go after him for real because he has essentially ruined her paradise.
Cool.
All right. Joseph Braswell, where can we find you, sir?
You can find me here at AfterBuzz doing a bunch of other shows like The Americans and Bates Motel and Hannibal and
The Blacklist.
The Blacklist with all 4 of you guys. Most of the time, Nando. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Joe K. Braswell. Thank you very much.
Mr. Nando Velasquez, where can we find you,
me
sir?
on Twitter at Nando Val and on a bunch of shows here when I show up. Like The Walking Dead. I'll include The Walking Dead, too, in that.
Speaking of The Walking Dead.
There he is. All right. Julia Cearly, where can we find you, man?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram with my name, Julia Cearly, which is JuliaCearley. So go ahead and follow me, please, and then here at AfterBuzz a lot.
Well, we want to thank you all for watching and downloading.
What about you? Did you say
I'm
you?
going to get there.
Oh,
we want to
sorry.
thank you all for watching and downloading. If you're downloading on iTunes, please keep in mind you can check us out on the YouTubes. And we love ratings. Joe, what rating do we love more than anything else?
5.
We do love 5s. And if you care to check us out on the YouTubes, we are decent looking, except for Nando, who's going through a little something, But when you download us, please tell people about it. Give us ratings. That's how people find us.
Nando's adorable.
He is. He's an adorable man. And you can find me
button.
on the Twitters at Joe Flippo, JoeFlippo, and my website is josephsanfelippo.com. Marissa Serafini was our wonderful producer this evening.
What up, guys?
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll talk to you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.